Um, Hi guys, good day, good day. Yeah. So I'm going to be creating. We are going to be creating an animation, and here is animation I found on Pinterest. Yeah. So we're going to be creating this. Yeah. So basically I created some buttons which I will also recreate. So I created our buttons, so we are going to have this state, and also this state. And inside each of these, we're going to be having our icons that would also be what having some little animations and all. So I'm going to just head over to frame. I'm going to use let's say iPhone 8. Yeah. So I'm going to go to my text, write download. Then I'm going to use the auto layout tool. Then I'm gonna make this 16. Then I want to make it a fixed height and fixed width. Why am I doing this? For example, if I have to import, let me copy this icon and paste here just to show you something. uh let's say it was 24. You'd realize that the height increases because of the icon. So I don't want any of that. I want us to have a fixed height and width, and also just because of the fact that we'll be having uh for example, the length of this is longer than the length of this. So it I know the if this was, let me make this all content, let me make this all content, you can see this is longer than this because of the content. So that's why I'm going to be using fixed content. So I needed to explain that real quick. Then for the height, I'm just going to give it 48. Yeah, I'm going to make it center aligned. Then after that, I'm going to swap the colors. I'm going to make this fill. So I'm going to make this black. I'm going to change this to FFF, which is the text. Yeah. So now we have this, right? I'm going to make the width of this to be 140. Yeah, 140, that seems fine. Then I'm just going to move this up. Then, so from what we have here, we see that they have the download, they have loading, and they have done, right? So that's why we have all of this. So after we have download, basically we need to have loading. So change this to loading, right? Then after that we import our icon. So I use iconify. uh Let me look for an icon. Let's use this and import. So it's gonna just put it beside it. So that's another beauty of auto layout. Yeah. So let me check the size and make it 20. Then the next icon and the next button state is gonna be for done, and then I'm just gonna um change the icon here. uh Iconify. Not make it a check button, check icon, and we're just gonna import this. So we can just use replace. So it replaces the download icon. So which is this, and here we have it. So let's change the background color of this. Let me make it a lighter shade of gray. Let's say 333, or let's say 4. Yeah. Then for this, we're just gonna swap it. Make the white blacks and the blacks white. To do that, you just come to selection colors, Ctrl X this, replace this with this and change this FFF to 000. And here we have it. So we might just need to make our background a bit light gray. Let's say F8, F8, F8. Yeah, at least the button is a bit visible. Um, but we really don't. Let me just change this to F6, F6. See how that is. Okay, let me use F2, F2, F2. Okay, I think this is fine now. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, it's more visible now. So next thing we want to do is we want to create the animation we want to see inside here. So I'm just gonna create a frame real quick. So this frame is what probably just call components. That's where I'll be creating my animations, right? Uh, I'm gonna make this a black frame because most of the items we're gonna have inside is gonna be white. So I want to be able to see them well. So yeah, black will do it more. Now, first thing is from here I would realize that this comes in and fades now. So we want to be able to animate this first. And copy that. I'm gonna paste it here. Then I'm just gonna so there's a reason I use this icon, right? Because it's split, it's not together, so I can easily animate each of them. So I'm just gonna make this a frame, Control G, and duplicate the frame. Make this a component and make this a component. Shortcut is also Control K, right? All right, so selecting the two, combine as variant. Then first off, what do we want our initial state to be like? We want it to be that this is gonna come from the top, gonna come from here this way. Yeah, something like this. Then while coming, it's gonna be faded to 0%, right? Then it's gonna fade in to 100%, and it's gonna maintain its original position. And this goes back. So now we then go to our prototype. We take this here. We say after delay. So this is 800 milliseconds, which is 0.8 seconds, but we want to have 0.02 seconds, so we use 20 milliseconds. So it's actually kind of very fast. So it smart animates within this period, right? So the animation between this and this takes place in 4 seconds. So yeah, that's 4000 milliseconds, which is 4 seconds. So this comes back to this place after delay of 20 milliseconds to then let's reduce the time for this 2000. So let's see how it is first before we probably move on. So um, so yeah, you come to asset. This is a multi-file thing, so that's why I have so much, but you just look for the name of the page you're working with and check out the component and you'd see it. So this is component 4, this is it. So let me just play this and play this. Uh, Alright, so you can see this little thing here. Let's see, it's quite slow. So let's come back here and fix that up. I think 4 seconds is a whole lot of time. Let's make it 0.8 seconds, and let's make this 0.2 seconds. Let's check it out. Okay, that's faster. But let's make it a bit slower. Let's make it 1.2 seconds, and let's make this 5 0.5 seconds. Okay, okay. So it's quite fine. I mean, to me, I feel it's okay. So this is already set, right? Um, next thing we want to do, next thing we want to do is I want to be able to have this little thing here, this little thing here. So now to do that, uh, you're basically gonna have something first. We're gonna create a rectangle, yeah, height of 4 pixels. But you can see because it's an auto layout, so it's moving this. But thanks to Figma, we now have what we can use as absolute position. So yeah, it stays inside the frame, but it's now an absolute position. So I can align it to the left, align it to the bottom, then scale it to the end of this. Yeah, just like this. So now I have this here, but I'm going to control X it and press it here so I can animate it. Yeah, so I can animate it. So I'm going to put this inside a frame, control G, I'm going to duplicate this, then make this a component, make this also a component, select both and combine as variant. Then the first state, initial state, I want to say it's gonna, the width is gonna be what, 0, right? 0. But the frame remains the normal size. Then we go to the prototype and say from here it goes all the way to this place. After delay, smart animate in, let's say, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. So let's say after 0.5, after 0.05 seconds, or let's say after 0.1 second. Yeah, then this one does not need to go back, so we just leave this. No animation here, leave this. So does this comes to this place. Yeah, so now we can check that out by going to assets, tapping on this, then we see it highlighted here, and here we have it. So let's check. Okay, it's not working yet. Let's play it again. I feel it should work. It's not working yet, so let's check what's the issue. After delay, change to this, so it's meant to work. Let me press R. Let me come here and click on the play. Yes, so it works. Well, let's change the way it goes. So let's change it to quick. Let's see how that is. Let me just make this a flow. Oh, that's also quick. So let's make it one of the is in and out. Let's play this. Why isn't it working? Okay, it's still very fast. I don't know why. Well, I feel like we have changed this, so it's okay. The timing changed also. 3000 milliseconds. Okay, okay, fine. Then next, for this one, I won't be doing any more complex animation. I will just make this um fade in from the top. So basically, what we just want to do here is Control C this, paste here. Oh, I did paste replace paste here. Yes. So I'm probably gonna have to create a white frame inside this black frame so I can see this. Yes. So yeah, then we have this um second one. This first of all, I have to put inside a frame. Is it inside a frame yet? No. Yeah, this should be inside a frame. Then I duplicate this, make this a component, and also make this a component. Select both and combine as variant. Then select this one. First of all, before prototyping, right? What should our initial state be like? Our initial state should be like this comes from the top, right? So mind you, the frame remains, but the icon itself moves. It moves. So it comes from the top somewhere around here, and then what I want to do is I want just the circle to come from the top. No, just a circle. Yeah, just a circle. Just the circle comes from the top. I want to take it off completely. Then from 0%, then while this animates from, I'm going to use K to scale it very low, then also from 0%. Right, so now we have this tool and prototype it that this comes into this after delay of let's say 50 milliseconds. Should not take time, so let's just say 1000 or let's say 800 milliseconds, and let's say Gen 2. So let's go to our animation and our asset and tap on this, highlight this, and bring it over here. So you see we can't see anything here because our initial state does not show anything, right? So we'll come over here and just play this. Okay, so let me refresh R. Okay, so quite fine, but I don't know, it's I think I still need to do a little fixes here. So for this one, for this vector with scale, I want to move it down a bit so it comes from the bottom. So let's check it out now. Yeah, so it comes from the bottom that way. Fine. So now what I'm going to do next is we are now going to have to animate these three buttons, right? So to do that, I'm just going to come here, components. I'm going to extend this. I'm going to duplicate this frame because I have to deal with black buttons. So first of all, we have this. I'm going to duplicate it. So this is frame 6. This is the next one. And this is the next, right? So basically this goes into this and this goes into this. And then also something I realized was that from here, this goes in from the top, right? So I don't know, but we're gonna figure out that it's gonna be. Um, so how do we go about this? First of all, we want to replace these icons with our animated ones. So Control C, then paste to replace, and also want to replace this with Control C, paste to replace. Now, so we have these buttons here, right? And if we check our animation, we should see them working. So you see our loading button working, then that, and this is done already. So now what we do next is uh we want this to be inside a frame, each of these buttons inside a frame, right? And then we want this to basically be a component. But before we make it a component, actually, we need to import also this one. We need to import it into here. So where is it? Yeah, this is it. The progress bar, if yeah, if that's what it's called. Then we're gonna put it into here. It's still gonna be as what's it called now? A auto layout object. So we're gonna just make it absolute position, align to the bottom, align to the left. So that way we just see it here. So I'm just gonna change this initial state to opacity of 0. So I'm gonna go to rectangle and change the opacity to 0. Yeah. So it shows like there's nothing there, right? So but when you come here, you can see that how yeah, we see it from here. So okay, so that's that. Now we now have to we now realize something that at some point, right, this guy comes in to adapt this from our video, right? This guy comes in, right? So basically we want to be able to do that. Now, and also we realize that when we tap on this download button, the text kind of has an effect on the text. So basically, we're going to have to create a component for that or an animation for that. So I'm going to drag this here. This is the first frame. This is going to be the second frame. So we want to make sure when they tap on it, it's probably going to reduce the text. Yeah. So I'm going to make this a component. So let me make this a component. Select both, combine as variant. Then I'm gonna say prototype. On click of this, it's gonna take to the on tap instance. Yeah, and takes it to this. So basically, I'm gonna go to assets. I'm gonna tap on this. So this is it, and drag it to our workspace. So now we have it here. So yeah, here is it. So, but I don't know, we might have some issues here because we're not gonna have two interactions. But let's just continue. So when we have this and this and this. Basically, we want to create a frame for this. So I'm going to say when we tap on this, moves on to this and moves on to this. So it changes all of this. Now we're gonna have to put this inside here, but it's not gonna be visible, right? So Control C, I'm gonna say Control V here, right? So now from what we can see that this frame is gonna house this and it's also gonna house this component. So we want this to be at the top. I want this to be at the top. Oh, I'll still pressing my arrow top button. Yeah. So I'm gonna make this clip content. Alright. So now this is already here. I'm gonna just remove this and I'm going to duplicate this. Sorry. I'm gonna duplicate this. Then I'm gonna say this particular frame comes down, right? Then next is what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. So actually I can delete this component from here. Let me just disable it. Yeah. So next I'm going to say this done component, this done frame, I'm going to put it here, right? Make it align to the top and move it upwards. Yeah. So it's upwards now, and since this frame is clip content, you can't see it, right? So I'm just going to do is I'm going to remove this. I'm going to copy this, put it here. Then I open the frame up, go to my done frame, I'm going to put this down. Then I can probably just remove this too. Then for this one, I'm going to remove this component. Yeah, so basically for the first one, we have our download component and the loading frame. Then for the next, this one, we have the loading frame and the done button. And for this, we have just the done button. Yeah, so uh but something I'm putting into consideration is really how it's gonna get animated, because the done button was here but it's not here. The loading frame rather was here but it's not here. So but let's just animate it. If it doesn't animate well, we're gonna have to redo this step. But I think it should do well. It should animate well. So create component for this, create component, create component, select this story, combine as variant, then prototype. From this it goes on to this place when you tap, right? And it goes to smart animate. Then from here it goes up to this place and it goes up with smart animate, right? But for this it doesn't go as when you tap, it goes after delay. So once we just make it after delay of after 4 seconds, right? Because we realized that this prototype took about 3 seconds. So let's just make this 3 3,500. So 3.5 seconds, then it comes over to this place. So it changes over to this button. So let's check it out now. So I'm tap on this component. This is a button icon, button component. We're just gonna remove all of this outside here. I'm gonna have this here. Then I'm going to play this tap and Okay. Okay. So something you'd realize is that you realize we have this component we did here. So that's why it really, let me make this a flow state so it just does. Yeah. So that's why you realize when you tap on this, it reduced it first, then it now started all of this animation. But we don't want it to be like that, right? So we want it to actually just when we tap, it does go straight. So I think we have to do something here. And what would that be? We have to add a variant for this, and I'm really gonna do something. I need to bring this over to this place. So to do that, I'm gonna just click on all of this, try using Shift A. Does that work? No, it doesn't work. I wanted to use totally out and bringing this here. So, but what I'm gonna do is here, I'm just gonna move it a bit. Okay, yeah, our main component isn't as wide as okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to drag this, not this button. I'm gonna have to drag it up to this place, right? I'm gonna drag this to this way. Select this, then boom, here we have it. So now this component, I'm gonna just detach the instance, so it's a button on its own. And same thing for this, I'm gonna detach the components, detach instance rather. So I'm gonna make this 14. I'm gonna say on click of this, it comes here, right? On top, then it's gonna be instant. When it's instant, that means it changes to this, then this changes to this after delay of probably 10 milliseconds, right? It's gonna smart animate. So let's check it out now. So we don't need to replace this, I guess, because it's just like the same thing. It's the same parent component. So yeah, yes, and done. So but there's an issue here. There's an issue here, and the issue is that this smart animate, this also smart animate, but there is really an issue in the sense that this fades in. While fading into done, you'd see that the animation isn't as smooth as it should, and this is very slow, so we need to work on this. So we need to say this should be 10, then this should be 800. No, this is 3500, but okay, now I really understand. I was swapping it for each other. This 3500 is the period by which this goes from this to this, the time frame in which this changes from this to this. So in the sense, I think it should be here 3500, then this should be let's say 400. So let's check it out. Then it takes its time. Yes, perfect. Almost. Then let's look at it deeply. When we tap on it, changes. This animation, what happened? I mean, it's looking like it has loaded up before it got to this place, and let's check that out. It is frame 7. Let's check here. It's yeah, so let's move from this place. We don't need it here. We don't need it in the first frame. Right? Don't need it here. This should just house our component 7 frame. Then this should house this frame over here. But I want to see why it has to load. So I think it's loading right from here. Then when it gets here, it's done already. Let's check it out again. Okay, now it looks fine. It looks fine now. Beautiful. Tap. Exactly. Beautiful. So I think I might just have to take this back to 100% for the rectangle. So it doesn't look like a gradient when coming in. Yeah, so R. Exactly. Exactly. Done. Beautiful. So we have successfully um done our own version of this, right? Yeah, done. So I would really love to see y'all recreate this, and yeah, you could post on Twitter. Uh, yeah, you could post and tag me on Twitter if you do yours, and I really would love to see it. And if you do that, you could actually tag me on at Simlex underscore hex. Yeah, so you can reach me on Twitter via this. So I would love to see your recreation of this, and also I'm gonna be sharing a free um animation, and that's a loader animation. Here is it, and let me play it. So I'm gonna be sharing I think I put it on Figma community sometimes ago. I'm gonna add the link in the description in this YouTube video, so you could see how I got to do all of this loading animation and all of this. So let me put this into here and play it also, so you see how the whole thing is. So it's loading, should come up soon. Yeah, so you can use it in your project. I mean, it's free to use. So um what's happening now? All right, I need to fit to screen. Yeah. This is covering this. Sorry. Let me just. So let's check it out now. Yeah. So I have this loader. I have this particular one, then I have this one. So yeah, if you need any of all of this, you could just come and you could customize it. And yeah, the file is in the link below. And I think we have all of this also, all of this. And yeah, you just get to have all of those things there. All right, so thank you for watching this, and thanks for your time. See you next time.